Hey, Brian Gallagher back again from Meg Business Management. I just had a training session just this week, and it dawned on me, I bet this is what a lot of people are saying in their head, but they're not really expressing it to their owners or to their regional managers or their seniors, if you will. I was doing a training session with my clinic that I recently sold in January. I'm continuing to help out and contribute to their success. And they've got two young clinical directors. And so I've been doing some clinical director training, some executive training with them. So in the middle of the Zoom training, like similar to this, I turned to them and I said, what is your biggest challenge? What is the number one thing that you think of that you say in your head, but you don't say to others? And I never really asked a question like that before, but I just worded it that way. I said, what is it that you're running up against that you're finding challenging for yourself that you communicate in your head, but you haven't really expressed to others? And one of the directors said, well, you know what, Brian, to be honest with you, one of the biggest challenges I have is in personnel management of those around me. Actually getting them to follow through, getting them to achieve their tasks, complete their cycle of action, if you will. I tend to know what to communicate to them that should be done, but for whatever reason, I'm not getting the follow through or the compliance or the completed done cycle of action, if you will, on whatever it is that they would like to see the other counterparts, the other people they're working with in their office do. And I said to them, I said, well, how are you going about doing that? Well, we have meetings, once a week or every other week when we can. Well, that's a problem right there, that we don't have a structured meeting schedule. Have to have structure. You absolutely have to have structure if you want to be successful in managing personnel. Before you have structure, you got to have your environment right. So obviously that means the most first. Set up the correct environment, establish the right structure, who's in which channel, who's in which lane, who's responsible for what. Now you go for the personnel. So then they went on to say, well, look, I ask them to do things and I tell them and they say yes and they shake their head, but it doesn't get done. Or it's half done and it goes longer than expected and there's a lot of reasons why not. So here's my successful action for that, okay? I'm going to give you a few bullet points here on what you can do. And the first thing is you must actually, you must get comfortable with the fact that you are issuing orders, okay? Issue positive orders. I never issue negative orders. Issue a positive order and make sure that the individual knows what the expectation is that you're looking for. Number two, ask for duplication of those orders. Make sure that they can repeat it back to you. Now, I'm not a fan of, okay, repeat that back to me. It kind of makes people seem stupid. I don't want to do that. Sometimes it's appropriate when it's a complex thing. I would do that. But I wouldn't routinely just like issue an order and every single time automatically say, okay, now repeat that back to me. I need to ask questions to make sure that they got full duplication of that order. Number three, set a deadline. If you don't say I need this done by this time, this day, consider it not done. I mean, I've been doing this a long time. I'm telling you, absolutely consider it not done. There has to be a deadline approach attached to it. The next thing I want you to do, and this is probably the most significant second to the deadline, product officer. You must go back and check in on the individual you gave the order to at the halfway point from when you gave the order. If I said on Monday, I need these files scanned, faxed, and emailed by Tuesday 5 p.m., by Tuesday at 5 p.m., by Tuesday lunchtime, from Monday to Tuesday, let's say at noon, I'm going to have the individual come back to me, not me chasing them. That's another mistake. The executives running around, the clinical directors running around trying to follow up on all these orders. No. You tell them, I need you to have these fax filed scanned by 5 p.m. Tuesday, and you're going to check in with me Tuesday at noon and give me an update. That's your product officer window. Now, if there's a problem in the process of them getting that done, you're going to know about it in ample time to solve that problem, or at least offer a solution. Tell you what, if you wait till 4 o'clock and you check in with them, they're going to say, oh, well, the printer was down and the computer wasn't working, internet went down. They're going to give you a million different excuses as to why they didn't get it done, when in fact you say to them, well, if you were having trouble, I was right here. Why didn't you come seek my advice? I would gladly give you an alternate suggestion. They just don't think to do that. But when you ask them to check back, which is called product officering, at the midway point from the time that you gave the order, you have a shot, you have a chance to get compliance. You can step it up. So there's a few little tips that I coach and train with practice owners all around the country on how, in fact, to get greater accountability and greater responsibility from their juniors when you're a clinical director, manager, office manager, whatnot, whatever the position may be. So I hope you find that helpful. Thank you very much for watching, and I love giving away a lot of these tips. If you want to know more, just put your name and email and any comments you have below. That'll come into Jennifer and Matthew. They'll reach out to you and they'll get us on the phone. No pressure, no hassle, no sales, none of that. I hate that stuff myself. I'm a practice owner just like yourself. So let me know how I can help. Just fill it in below, and sure enough, we'll get on the phone. So thank you.